This is the Troll Patrol, live with Justin FREAKIN.
Welcome to the Troll Patrol, live. It's a freaking Wednesday. We got a great show planned for you tonight. We're going to talk about the 18 states filing suit on behalf of the Trump campaign. We're going to dig deep into fraud. All kinds of stories about fraud. The FTC has filed a suit against Mark Zuckerberg and the Facebook. Hunter Biden back in the news. We're going to talk about the investigation that has been revealed into Hunter Biden. A church is claiming they aren't a church. They're a strip club in an attempt to skirt the coronavirus restrictions. I mentioned it last night, but we never got to it. A Nerf gun caused an uproar, I promise. A Nerf gun and a mall Santa caused an uproar. We're going to talk about that. Plus, a student posted a video of himself from in-school suspension. I'm with him. I'm with him and his cause. So we're gonna show that video at the end of the show, plus so much more. But I'm going to start with a very personal story tonight. I'm drinking out of a brand new mug I just got. It says "Best Cat Dad Ever," and the cat is flipping the bird. It was a present sent to me. But there's a funny story. You see, I had a fraudulent charge on my debit card, so I had to cancel my debit card today. And they're going to overnight me a new debit card. I don't check the mail very often. I was told that the envelope that it comes in is going to look like junk mail. It's going to be a discreet envelope and not from my bank. So in an effort to make sure that I do receive my card, I went and checked the mail today. I never do that because who checks the mail? It's just junk mail. It's also way on the other side of my apartment complex. So I walked out to the mailbox today so I could empty the mail so that I would have a better chance of noticing my debit card tomorrow or Friday whenever it shows up. And when I left my apartment, there was a box sitting next to my door. Now, if you are a regular viewer of this show, you know for a fact I get a lot of death threats. And I knew that I had not ordered anything recently. So I was very cautious about the box sitting out from my door. I kind of kicked it when I left. Like, what is this? I opened it from a distance because I was worried it was a bomb. Some biohazard chemicals sent to me. You never know. Might have been a turd sent by Poop Boy. So I was incredibly worried about what could have been in that box. But to my surprise, it was this mug. It says "Best Cat Dad Ever." And the cat is flipping the bird. I love it. So I put it in the dishwasher real fast so I could get it nice and squeaky clean. So I could be drinking some coffee during the show out of my brand new mug. I love it. It's one of the best presents I've ever received. Now, I did tonight wear one of my shirts. Me and my cat talk shit about you. I'm a little cat crazy. I enjoy things with cats on them. My cats are actually chilling over here on the couch. Socks is right there. I think Smokey is still right there on the end of the couch. I know you can't see either of them. They're over there chilling out. I've told Smokey, hey dude, you haven't been on the show in a little while. I made that graphic for you, and then I don't get to use it very often. Smokesters, you want to come be on the show? He perked his head up, and then he yawned, and then he laid back down. So no, he does not want to come greet you guys. I'm sorry. Usually I feed them before I do the show, so maybe that's it. They get their bellies full, they go, they take a shit, and then they take a nap. Alright, so let's start off tonight with the big story. Cat's gonna cat. The big story all day, especially all over conservative media and conservative social media. 18 red states specifically are demanding the Supreme Court declare Trump the winner of the election. Now this, I believe Texas filed the suit yesterday, late in the day. I believe we talked about it. Here's one of the things, like, it's a bullshit suit. You have to have standing to bring a suit. So it's odd for one state, Texas, now 17 have joined in, Alabama, Tennessee, Florida, I don't know the whole list. You have to have standing. You have to, for injunctive relief, you have to prove that you have been harmed. So a state suing another state over their election laws, and this is over mail-in balloting. They are claiming that mail-in balloting is unconstitutional. One, the courts have already said, no, we're not taking that. The federal courts have ruled it is constitutional. The Supreme Court did not take the challenge on the appeal of the federal courts ruling that it's constitutional. Now, of course, right-wingers, even though Trump is now 51, 52 losses in court, over 50 losses in court, they are absolutely certain this is it. Despite the fact that all 50 states have certified their election results, I believe December the 11th is the last day that they needed to be certified by. They've all been certified now, as of today. The Electoral College meets on Monday, isn't it? December the 14th. Like, this is inevitable. And with those deadlines quickly approaching, we should know probably by tomorrow, Friday at the latest, the Supreme Court saying, no, we're not going to take the case. Because the states don't have standing to bring the case. But let's look over. 17 states have joined Texas's bonkers legal push to overturn President-elect Joe Biden's election victory, a move that shows no matter how partisan, dangerous, and legally dubious an effort is, if President Trump endorses it, the lemmings will follow. And this is like, imagine Hillary Clinton doing this in 2016 and the fucking hissy fit that right-wing media would have over this. And these are the people claiming they are patriots. No, if you support Trump, if you're out at these Stop the Steal rallies, you are a traitor to this country. You're not a patriot. I don't care what you say. And I get told all the time, no, I'm a constitutional conservative. No, you're not. You do not believe in the Constitution. The original lawsuit was filed Tuesday by Republican Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. We're going to get to him in a moment. Who is currently facing an FBI investigation for alleged corruption. That's what we're going to go into here. The amicus brief was led by Missouri. Other states whose attorney general signed on are Republican Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Montana, Nebraska, North Dakota, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Utah, and West Virginia. West by God, Virginia. The new case seeks to extend the legally mandated December 14th deadline. Now, this isn't going to go anywhere. The Supreme Court's going to knock it down. Seriously. Apparently, Trump has signed on to the lawsuit as of this afternoon. and that he has asked for Ted Cruz to argue on his behalf at the Supreme Court. Ted, you're not going to even get the opportunity to be emasculated once again by Donald Trump. The Texas's case argues that election officials shouldn't be allowed to change voting rules, even though GOP Texas Governor Greg Abbott did just that when he extended in-person voting by a week via executive order. And it also says it shouldn't be allowed for states to count votes mailed but not received by Election Day. Even though Kansas and Mississippi, two of the new signatories, allow that as well. Bonkers! These Trump sycophants are trying to destroy our republic. No matter how many times they wrap themselves in flags, no matter how often they call themselves patriots or constitutional conservatives, whatever the fuck catchphrase they want to say, it's only a bumper sticker. They do not actually believe it. They are against democracy, and I've been screaming it for years. You'll hear a lot of right-wingers say, oh, we're not a democracy, we're a republic. They've been saying it 6, 7, 8 years now is how long I've noticed it. And it was all priming us for this moment. I am worried about what will happen whenever a competent Republican is able to harness this Trumpian cult. Seriously, 2024 worries me to no end. Especially since it's very likely that Kamala Harris is going to be the Democratic nominee. Or will at least be the front runner come the 2024 primary. Now I think we start organizing right now. You and I, us leftists, with an eye towards that 2024 primary. And this is where I think I made a mistake. I did not vote for Hillary Clinton in 2016. We might have been able to take her out in 2020 in the primary. She was a weak, hated candidate. Even though I did not support her, one, she sure as shit would have handled the pandemic a hell of a lot better than Donald Trump. But two, I think she really would have illuminated the problems that we face here in this country. The wealthy elitism. And that it would have been fertile ground for a second Bernie run. A second matchup in the primary with Bernie far more well prepared, because the way they were able to take out Bernie this last time was by throwing the kitchen sink at him, throwing so many different candidates. Whereas in 2016, it was a stark contrast between Hillary and Bernie. But Bernie was just running a protest campaign up until about January, when he was like, oh shit, I really could win this. But by then it was too late for the party machinations. So I fucked up. I should have fell in line. I should have voted for Hillary Clinton, as if it would matter. I'm in a solid red state. I do not regret my vote for Joe Biden. Had it been closer than the 7 million plus votes, shit like this legal challenge might have been a hell of a lot easier for the GOP to pull off. It worries me what would have happened had this race been a hell of a lot closer than what it was. I mean, it was a blowout by Joe Biden. Trump and his allies have been routinely embarrassed in court for their efforts to flip multiple states to Trump's column. As of Wednesday, they'd lost 51 of the 52 cases. In trial after trial, Trump I got a little tripped up there. Foonsped. Trump and company have failed to show any real evidence of widespread voter fraud that they have routinely claimed in public. It's a total grift. Now, as I said, the suit was brought by Ken Paxton, who we've talked about on this show already. FBI investigating Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, according to Associated Press report. The Bureau is probing allegations that Paxton broke the law by using the Attorney General's office to serve the interests of a political donor, according to two unnamed sources. Now, he's been under indictment for like 5 years. I assume his position as Attorney General has helped him to avoid trial. Eight of Paxton's former top aides say that he illegally used the power of his office to benefit a political donor. Two unnamed sources told the AP that the Bureau was examining claims made by the whistleblowers, eight whistleblowers that worked for the man, that Paxton broke the law by intervening several times in legal matters involving Nate Paul, a real estate investor and friend who donated $25,000 to Paxton's campaign in 2018. How many years did we hear about Whitewater, the Clintons' failed real estate deal? Fraud and corruption doesn't matter to Republicans, by the way. I had that argument on Facebook earlier. 8 aides in total told authorities that they believe Paxton had committed crimes as part of his relationship with Paul, citing bribery and abuse of office. Since then, 4 of the aides have been fired, 3 have resigned, and 1 has been placed on leave, sparking a whistleblower lawsuit. Hey, we know how whistleblowers get treated in this country. Thanks, Obama. It didn't start with Obama, though. I lived through the Valerie Plame scandal. Outed a CIA agent because her husband dares speak up. We need much stronger whistleblower protections. Paxton has said he knows a little something about being falsely accused. What an asshole. Dismissed the allegations made by 8 of his staffers. Overblown, based upon assumptions, and to a large degree misrepresent the facts. Paxton has been under indictment for more than 5 years on securities fraud charges, but has yet to stand trial. Of course he dismisses the charges as politically motivated, as if his suit that he filed yesterday on behalf of Trump isn't politically motivated. Neither a campaign spokesperson for Paxton nor a defense attorney who is working on his long-running securities fraud case. Securities fraud. Keep that in mind. We're going to talk about securities fraud here in just a little bit too. Neither of them have returned a request for comment about the FBI probe. And the FBI, of course, declined to comment. 4 examples have emerged of Paxton using his 4,000 employee agency to benefit Paul. Speaking of securities fraud, because right-wingers are quite fond of it, new information about Senator Kelly Loeffler's husband, who now I've been so confused over this. I called him the chairman of the New York Stock Exchange. That was wrong. He is the chairman of the company that owns the New York Stock Exchange. New details have emerged. In mid-March, with the American economy in freefall, Jeffrey Sprecher, husband to Senator Kelly Loeffler, I keep mispronouncing your name, I'm sorry. The chair of the company that owns the New York Stock Exchange made an unusual change to his stock portfolio. He started buying. For weeks, the couple had done almost nothing but sell. Loeffler was one of several senators who faced public outrage. It's included Dianne Feinstein, whose old ass needs to be kicked out of the Senate. Put her in jail. I'm all for it. Martha Stewart did less than either one of those women and had to serve time for it. Don't ever accuse me of being biased or partisan, because fuck any Democrats too, especially Dianne Feinstein. Loeffler was one of several senators who faced public outrage for unloading millions of dollars in stock before most Americans understood the towering threat posed by the coronavirus pandemic. Then, shortly before the CARES Act, a $2 trillion emergency stimulus package, was introduced in the Senate, her husband reversed course and purchased up to $1 million in new shares. The terms of the CARE Act were still mostly a secret, known primarily to Republican senators, while members of their party crafted the legislation. But in the days before the bill's introduction, Sprecher managed to invest in several industries, insurance and energy, that were poised to take advantage of the bill's very specific provisions. This 100% is insider trading. But that's the whole reason she got the seat. She didn't win an election for it. She was appointed by Governor Brian Kemp. Those purchases are just the latest to raise questions about whether Loeffler, the Senate's richest member, has ever used the insider knowledge she gleans on Capitol Hill to inform her own portfolio. Now, I checked out the polls. Polling is still pretty scarce for the Georgia Senate races. Reverend Raphael Warnock is actually up a couple percentage points, which no wonder. We streamed the debate the other night. She was absolutely robotic, no personality. She was accused by Twitter of having a wire. But if she had a wire, whoever the fuck was on the other end did a horrendous job of feeding her lines, because she sucked really bad. Whereas Warnock was genuine and personable. If I had to guess, Warnock wins that race. I kind of see Ossoff losing. I hope not. Especially with Perdue in his own fucking fraud scandal. Now, I want to talk about some of the witnesses. Radical leftist Raphael Warnock. I think she got radical liberal, as if that's a fucking thing. That's an oxymoron. Didn't she say radical liberal? Once again proving that right-wingers have no fucking clue what those words mean. Kind of like how they use communism and socialism interchangeably. Now, I want to talk a little bit, because some news has come out about one of the witnesses called by Rudy Giuliani. So I would like to revisit some of the previous witnesses that Rudy has put forward. Rudy, who I believe is getting discharged from the hospital today after he got the coronavirus. Take a good look at this man right here. This was in the famed Four Seasons Landscaping press conference. That was the man that's the first witness to vote fraud that Giuliani brought forward. Man featured at Giuliani press conference is a convicted sex offender. And apparently he was from New Jersey. And well known to politicians in New Jersey. And they were all freaked out by like, what's he doing in Pennsylvania? Last week, Rudy had another witness. An IT worker by the name of Melissa Carone, who was on probation for revenge porn. Apparently, her boyfriend and her filmed a video of them having sex, and she sent the videos to his ex-girlfriend. Just in case you forgot who she was. Hold on.
The poll book is completely off. Completely off.
Off
that
by 30,000?
I'd say that poll.
I don't know if Rudy's healthcare is actually sponsored by our tax dollars because he doesn't have a position in the government. However, he sure is bilking that Trump money. I'm sure it's coming out of the money that they raised from the Stop the Steal rallies, that grift. So let's play a little bit more of
Is
it.
off by over 100,000. That poll book.
That poll
Why don't you
book.
look at the registered voters on there? How many registered voters are on there? Do you even know the answer to that?
No, I guess I'm trying to get to the bottom
Zero.
of this here.
Zero. There's zero.
So
just wanted to play a little bit of that before we got into some of the background on one of Rudy Giuliani's newest witnesses. Witness in PA election fraud suit from York is a ghost hunter with a long criminal history, because of course he is. On November 20th, Jesse Richard Morgan sat down with an investigator looking into allegation of voter fraud and gave a lengthy sworn statement. I'm under oath. Were you under oath? Did you sign a thing saying you're under oath? Gave a lengthy sworn statement in which Morgan, a contract truck driver for the U.S. Postal Service, said he believed he had hauled thousands of mail-in ballots from New York to Pennsylvania in October. The 28-page sworn affidavit is confusing at times. But the story Morgan tells is that someone at the Postal Distribution Center in Bethpage on Long Island told him that he was hauling mail-in ballots to Harrisburg and Lancaster Postal Distribution Centers. His statement is attached to a lawsuit filed by several Pennsylvania state representatives. And alleging the state's administration of the election was so severely flawed, it is impossible to certify the accuracy of the purported results. Here's a picture of the guy. Old Jesse Morgan. The suit, though, cites Morgan's statement as evidence of widespread fraud. State election officials have dismissed that assertion, saying that safeguards built into the system, including identification requirements in the application process for absentee ballots and barcodes on envelopes to prevent ballots from being cast twice, make it impossible for anyone to inject tens or hundreds of thousands of ballots into the system. So who is Morgan? He is also apparently an amateur ghost hunter who, with his brothers, produced a video for rent and sell on Amazon that alleges that he and his three brothers have either had extreme paranormal events happen to them or currently had paranormal events happening to them. By the way, coming up later in the show, are there aliens? Apparently we have a witness saying there are aliens. I didn't plug that at the top of the show. The film, titled The Shadows Amongst Us, had a 1.5 star rating. You know I'm searching this out, right? Looks like the whole thing is up. This might be a pirated site. Aw, snap. A Morgan video production. Ah, fuck. That's what you get when you get on these bootleg sites. I did shit that looked better than this when I was in college. This shit looks like it was made on fucking iMovie or Windows Movie Maker. How many didn't we already do the fucking credits there? Shit. All right, Dustin, let's hear what you got to say. Fuck! Oof.
Once I started to figure stuff out, I became a contractor. I ran my own painting drywall company, and then 5 or 6 years ago, a buddy of mine convinced me to start making videos, and I did, and it took off. So I've made documentary style videos since then.
You've made bullshit style videos since then, sir.
It seems like it's always been with my family. Even before I was born, it's something that runs with our family, it seems.
Bullshit?
Not quite
grifting?
Sure why. I know it can be very frightening and scary. It seems like something is always going on with one of us. One of us in the family always has something going on, and it typically is one of us boys.
Anyways, I'm here because I'm videotaping because I keep hearing some crazy shit coming.
So this is the guy.
Like pounding, stuff being moved. You hear it? So anyways,
No, I didn't.
You hear, it sounded like someone walking up down the steps. But anyways, I'm going down and I'm decided to videotape it.
Sound like a dog in the background, dude.
She doesn't believe me. All right, here we go. Hello. I know I hear you down here. I know I heard you. Holy fuck! Oh my, dude! I just saw it. Holy shit, man! Holy fuck! Holy fuck, dude! I swear to gosh, I just heard it. Holy shit!
Holy shit!
There's nothing down here. There's nothing.
No, there's not.
What the fuck is going on, man?
Now with my brothers, I do.
Wow.
Jesse's gone through a lot.
Ugh. The Shadows Amongst Us. I'm sorry, I keep saying it wrong. So court records reveal a lengthy history of drug abuse, mental health issues, and domestic violence. Shocker. According to court records, his mother, Holly Morgan Mole, told a judge in 2003 that her son has a long history of drug and alcohol use that dated back to when he was 14 or 15. Now that I'm not knocking a guy for that. I've got plenty of drug use in my history. His mom told the judge he needs behavioral, cognitive, therapeutic attention, and he needs mental health attention. Common Pleas Judge Stephen P. Linebaugh remarked that a common theme with Morgan in drug treatment court had been, "It's never your fault." And he also constantly lied. Pleaded guilty to forgery. Morgan was paroled in 2009. Was sent back to prison as a parole violator in 2010 and 2013. Involuntarily committed about 4 or 5 times. I don't want to drag this guy through the mud. I really don't. I understand addiction issues. I've seen them all around me. I've suffered from my own. But I also haven't tried to fucking commit a coup against the democracy of this great country. Withdrew all the money out of their joint bank account. This is his wife saying this. Has a temporary protection order from abuse. Withdrew all the money out of their joint bank account. Put a tracker on her phone. Tried to pour a medication that she's allergic to on her pizza. That is one of Rudy Giuliani's witnesses. But hey. It's all okay that they're trying to subvert our democracy. Because they're doing it on behalf of God. Now, this is Jenna Ellis, who was on with Juan Williams, both of whom are quarantining because they are positive for COVID. Let's hear what she's got to say.
Jen, I just got a minute to go. I've noticed that you're posting more and more scripture on Twitter lately. It seems like the battle, the mocking, all of the things that you're going through, of course, Rudy Giuliani now having COVID-19, pretty tough.
Because you can't win on the merits of your argument, you need to try to convince the rubes that what you're doing is godly. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so against religion. When people think that God is on their side, they can commit any sort of atrocity.
I'm curious how you're holding up, how you maintain this level of optimism.
I appreciate that, Charles. And, my life is in service and honor to the Lord Jesus Christ. And so whatever anybody...
Oh, I'm sorry, Charles. I thought that was Juan Williams. I don't know who Charles is. I don't watch a lot of Fox News. If I confuse the majority of any fucking media I even watch is on this show. So I was confusing Fox News hosts. My apologies. I don't know who Charles is. He's wearing a nice suit though.
Anybody else says really doesn't bother me. I hope that I can be a light and inspiration to everyone else, that no matter what anyone says about you, it's all about just who you are.
You are the light of the world. A little Godspell for you. Yeah, I'll break out in some show tunes, motherfuckers.
Bother me. I hope that I can be a light and inspiration to everyone else, that no matter what anyone says about you, it's all about just who you are as a person made in the image of God. And
you are a piece of shit.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, as long as I know that I'm pursuing truth and I'm doing the right thing for God and my country, that's all that matters. So that's what gives me my optimism and my hope. I appreciate you asking that.
All right, Jenna, thank you very much. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Because God told her you need to subvert our democracy on behalf of motherfucking Trump. Now, in positive news today. Oh, hold on. We're going to get to the positive news here in just a second. I thought there was a story leading into that. Laura Ingraham is now alleging that Republican officials in Georgia were on the take from Mark Zuckerberg. And I'm going to get to Zuck here in just a minute. That was the positive news that I was referring to. But first,
it was back in September that the Amistad Project sounded the alarm over the $250 million being funneled to the local election offices and races from a foundation funded by Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg. Now, on its face, this arrangement raises a lot of questions and potential conflicts, but few in power took it really seriously. Well, maybe they should have, because at least $6.3 million of it went to Fulton County, Georgia, which is ground zero for voter fraud concerns in that state.
Which is the largest county, I do believe, because that's where Atlanta is.
Now, last week, Amistad Project Director Phil Klein warned us that we could see more of the same in the Georgia runoffs.
They're doing the same thing. The Zuckerberg money is pouring in. They're eviscerating.
I love how the righties have a problem with all this money pouring into races now. Now that they perceive big tech as being on the side of the Democrats. Now that people like Warnock, Ossoff, Jamie Harrison that ran against Lindsey Graham were able to raise all kinds of small dollar donations because, you know, Lindsey Graham is hated. Now they have a problem with the money in politics. Hey guys, you know who's been screaming about money in politics for years? Maybe we can find common ground. Maybe we can do something like publicly financed campaigns. Get the big donors out of politics. Overturn Citizens United, maybe. Now that maybe you don't have the advantage.
The chain of custody of the ballots. They're doing the same thing under COVID fear with private money, and it's going to make this election just as confusing and with evident fraud as the previous election. It shouldn't happen.
Joining me now is Senate Judiciary Committee Chair Lindsey
Graham. Oh, look at this
Senator,
piece of shit.
We have big tech plutocrats. I mean, you make the argument meddling in our elections by dumping.
Never gave a shit when it was the Mercers, when it was the Koch brothers. Did you? Fucking assholes. Hypocrites. Especially Lindsey Graham. Who, let's hope the investigation into his pressuring Georgia officials to try to overturn the election bears some fruit. I would love to see this man perp walked.
Huge amounts of money, $250 million. But is any of it illegal, and what can be done about it?
Well, it's not illegal, but I think we need to stop it because you've got a liberal man spending millions of dollars to help election officials at the state level.
I gave you a couple things we can do, Lindsey Graham. Hey, you're a senator. Guess what you got? You got some power, dude.
Did this, and there was a screwed up election where a Democrat came out on the short end, they'd be all over this. So the bottom line here is Fulton County is a disaster, and the point you made is the most important point. If we don't change Georgia law before the Senate runoffs in January the 5th, the same thing's going to happen to the senators that happened to President Trump.
Now, Brian Kemp has already shot down the idea of a special session
to fix this before it's too late.
Do you think, and this is what a lot of people are wondering, given this huge influx of cash into Georgia,
and why is Lindsey Graham sticking his fat nose into Georgia?
With a promise of, we did an angle on how all these big Wall Street types are getting now sweetheart deals with new IPOs and other investment.
Right.
What the hell? All of a sudden they're against the CEOs and big business? Welcome, Comrade Ingram. That's what all the fucking right-wingers. I got called a shill for Walmart and Amazon the other day. Do you know who never fucking shops at Walmart or Amazon? You know who hasn't stepped foot in a fucking Walmart other than that one time? A girl I was seeing made me go in with her because it's the only thing open in the town we were in. Haven't been in a Walmart since I had to buy a lamp for my apartment at midnight in 2007. But hey, I'm a shill for big corporations, apparently. Because that's what communism is to these people, by the way. It's corporate domination. I can pull up comments people have made about how communism is corporate domination.
Sweetheart deals in China. What's going on here with Zuckerberg and the Democrats?
By the way, we're going to talk about China. Apparently there was a Chinese spy that infiltrated some campaigns, and right-wing social media is in an uproar about it. We're going to talk about that, and then I'm going to show you the real connections to China that you're never going to hear people like Laura Ingraham talk about. Because yes, there are people in our government benefiting from China and Chinese influence. But it's not who you think it is. It's not Beijing Biden.
Lying down, thinking, well, I'll get ultimately rewarded in the future.
I just don't think private groups should be able to fund public elections. There's no good outcome here. He may be civic-minded, he may have a good purpose, but it just doesn't pass.
Comrade Graham, public financing of campaigns, that's what I just fucking said. I've been preaching it for years.
It's a smell test. Look at what happened in Fulton County. If you had an audit of the signatures in the presidential election, you would find, I believe, massive problems. And the reason we don't have an
The Secretary of State, the top election offices says that's not true. They did signature match verification.
That refused to allow President Trump to look at the ballots in a bipartisan way.
And people from the Trump camp got to look at the signature match.
Actually genuine.
They have shot that down numerous times. Lindsey Graham is lying through his fucking teeth.
As being accurate until you have an audit of the signatures.
Lying through his fucking teeth. But now, there is something in terms of the Facebook that's a good thing. Probably for all the wrong reasons. But hey, I'll take it. The Federal Trade Commission calls for the breakup of Facebook. Someone asked me about Teddy Roosevelt last night. And I talked about the things I admired about Teddy Roosevelt. One was the trust busting. We need some trust busting in this country. So, applause to the Federal Trade Commission, who I'm assuming is doing it for the wrong reasons. Facebook has maintained its monopoly position by buying up companies that present competitive threats and by imposing restrictive policies that unjustifiably hinder actual or potential rivals that Facebook does not or cannot acquire. That's capitalism. That's what fucking capitalism does. It funnels money and power to the top. The lawsuit asked the court to order the divestiture of assets, divestiture or reconstruction of business, including but not limited to Instagram and or WhatsApp. I don't think it goes far enough then. As well as other possible relief the court might want to add, so hey, they left the door open. The announcement is a major step that has been years in the making, with Facebook and several other major U.S. technology companies having grown quickly in the past 10 years with little government oversight. But now, of course, right-wingers are always claiming they're being persecuted by big tech companies. Had a dude fucking throw it in my face earlier on Facebook. I'm like, man, I'm in Facebook jail more than anybody else. I've had to learn. What's up, Ninja? I've had to learn how to get around Facebook's bots and algorithms. That's where the phrase right-wingers are morons comes from. Because I can say that and insult people without getting a ban from Facebook. Because if I say, hey, you're a dumb fuck, that's targeted harassment. So if you've ever wondered where the phrase right-wingers are morons came from, it's so I can get around Facebook's algorithms. I've got this weird way of talking on Facebook. Saying things in a question format. It's almost like people are stupid. It's a shame Facebook doesn't let me call people dumb fucks anymore. It does come from the fact that right-wingers are morons. But I mean, I used to straight up just call people dumb fucks on Facebook, and I really, really miss those days. I had a reign of terror between like 2009 and 2014. When it came to 2016, oh my God, that's when they really started cracking down. I spent almost all of 2016 in Facebook jail. I spent most of this year in Facebook jail. I'm currently out and running wild, though. By the way, that's what this show actually started out as, the Troll Patrol. Back when I could see the feedback to my comments, I noticed people, 10, 20, 30 people were following me to different sites that I was trolling. So I started working on this show where I would live troll people on the air. This wasn't supposed to be a Majority Report ripoff show. It's what it came to be. I mean, now I think I found my own niche. I try to go over like the day's top stories and tell the story of the news through video and do a little ranting about it on the way. I think I found a cool little niche. But that was actually what this show was meant to be, was just me live trolling people. And that's how the layout came about. Why it looks the way it does. So, like, if I'm on Facebook, you see my feed right here. See how it fits perfectly? I still do it from time to time on the show. But honestly, I hate the way Facebook does comments now. I'm pretty sick of Facebook. I'm more active on Parler than I am any... Oh shit, I never shared it out. I've been manipulating Parler's algorithms. Also, I kind of... I frame it in a way... Watch now, banned on Facebook and Twitter. The political commentary show that big tech and socialist Dems don't want you to see. Obviously, I need to change that to like liberals or some shit. I didn't send out my parlay when the show started. They really hate me over here. I haven't been on in a couple of days. Justin FREAKIN is a troll and asking for donations from Patriots on his Parler account. He is anti-patriot. Do not give to this guy. No! No! You motherfuckers, you stop the steal, motherfuckers. You aren't the Patriots. Madison Star Moon is my girlfriend. I love that woman. You're a fraud. Do not give to this fraud. He is anti-Trump, anti-MAGA. I haven't checked these comments. I haven't seen these. You're the one so triggered by trolls you made a show about it. No, that is not what my show is about. I made a show for trolls because I'm actually funny and it's a superior product to your lame corporate trash mission. Corporate trash! What the fuck are you talking about? I wonder what his show is. They fucking don't. I got called a corporate shill for Walmart and Amazon the other day. I have spent years telling people that you shouldn't shop at Walmart. So let's check out this guy's show. That's supposed to be
clowns. But yeah, message for people.
Wow. What did he say about me? You're the one so triggered by trolls you made a show about it. I made a show for trolls because I'm actually funny and it's a superior product to your lame corporate trash misinformation. Is that the whole thing? He called gay. Nice tool shirt, loser. Talk about incel, max cringe, dude. Are you just throwing out the only thing he left out was saying I live in my mom's basement. It's like the same 5 insults I constantly hear from right-wingers. Pro tip, don't put the mic right between your face and the camera unless you know you're an ugly fuck and are trying to hide like the singer from Blues Traveler. What? Okay, so I actually did respond to him. Look who was triggered, right-wingers and morons. I like how you take callers, though. Props for that. Cheers, bozo. This guy called me bozo. What?
People on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Get fucked, losers. After evaluation, it was determined you engaged in hateful conduct which violated the terms of service of the United States citizenry, and so we have decided to ignore and ridicule your control freak idiocracy out of existence. Fuck yeah, free speech and Parler are the future. Twitter is a commie dinosaur getting hit in the face with a molten hot meteor. On Parler, we can say what we want.
First of all, you can't say what you want on Parler. Many people have been banned from Parler. How is Twitter a commie dinosaur? Do you know what the word communism means? I'm not going to bash him for reading. Now, while I do not do this show, nothing is pre-prepared. Usually the clips I'm watching, I'm watching them fresh. But like my stand-up comedy, everything I do is really well rehearsed. And that's to really take this show to the next level. I'm not exactly the best off the cuff. That's one of the reasons why I'm way funnier in comments, because I have a few minutes or so to think about what I'm going to say. So to really take this show to the next level, I will actually start doing more show prep and kind of have, I'm not going to actually read shit, but I do want to have an idea of what I want to say instead of, watching shit and reacting to it in real time. Because that's not really my thing. I'm better when I've thought about my rants and I know what I'm going to say. So I'm not going to fault him for that, but he definitely is reading off a teleprompter. Bad graphic design. He called my show lame. Look at my fucking graphics, dude. Have you got anything like this? Fucking like you got Rudy popping in?
Stupid? You think we're fools?
Hell yeah, this dude's got clown hair on.
Some exclusions apply. See fine print for details. But we can think what we want at least. No wrong answers. I have not been censored at all since I got on Parler.
Parler is nothing but a gigantic echo chamber. They all say the same things, the same insults, and they all jack each other off for sharing the same fucking bullshit propaganda from BitChute. That's the reason why you like it over there on Parler, man. You get affirmation of what you're doing. It's not because you like free speech. If you like free speech, give me a call, motherfucker. Please, I'm begging you. I'm going to clip this, put it up on YouTube, and I'm going to send you the clip. And I'm going to beg you, please come on the show. Please. I will have you on with Zoom, let you promote your fucking show, whatever you want to do, dude. Or just call in so you're some rando, I don't know who the fuck you are. So that when you get destroyed with facts and logic, you can go cry to Parler and nobody actually knows it's Clown Show here.
Parler and haven't held back. And until that changes, I'm giving Parler the green light and my credibility-infusing free speech stamp of approval. Boom, Parler.
Exactly.
I
He's
submit
signaling
that
he's
you
one
get
of
on
them.
Parler. I advocate Parler. For now. Until they do something that pisses me off. But so far, they've been acting in good faith, and I appreciate that. There is nothing Twitter can do other than just being a kind of shitty platform.
They have not been acting in good faith. Asking people for their social security numbers. Had a data breach. But hey, you get away with some fucking racism, so you enjoy Parler.
They need to get their platform to be better. You know, actually fucking compete with Twitter. And then...
That's another thing. The user interface sucks.
You can actually compete with Twitter. But there is nothing Twitter can do to stop us now. How amazing is it not to be censored? The creativity, the imagination, the
Hey, dude, I wouldn't know. They don't let me on Twitter. I've been banned for years. Jesus Christ. And you know why I've been banned on Twitter? Because Nazis mass reported everything I said. Nazis mass reported me for making fun of them. Because you guys don't actually believe in free speech.
The education. So no limits. Art, life, real. Thank fucking God for adults for a change. It's like, stop your censorship bullshit, you Orwellian psychos. Get that shit out of here. Do we want to be able to just say whatever the fuck we want without you canceling people for basically barely
Motherfucker, you can say whatever you want. Say whatever you want. Go buy your own server. Host yourself. You can say whatever you want on the internet. You do not have a right to be on a private company's platform. You signed their terms of service. You little whiny bitch. That's why fucking Twitter's had me banned for years. I'm not fucking making videos about how Twitter has banned me. It's the result of my own actions. I violated their terms of service. Fucking shit. Whiny little bitches.
Where's the line? And the line just keeps pushing back and back towards some sort of control freaks, Chinese social credit score censorship system. It's like, get out of here with that bullshit. That is not America. That is the opposite of America. They want to implement the opposite of America, and Americans aren't going to stand for it. We're not going to stand for it. We're done. We're done. We're done. I think it takes nothing to make...
Holy shit, he called me lame? Wow. Politic Fish. I think he has popped into my stream a couple times. You want to watch another one? I kind of want to watch another one. He hasn't posted since December 4th. Not very active, are you, dude? What else you got? What you got up on YouTube? Host of the often censored left to right free speech. Called me lame with his 68 subscribers. Called me lame. Rigged for you to lose. Let's check this out.
What up, clowns, haters, trolls, bitches, and bozos? Nerds. Hipster musicians. Lost normies. Understanding friends and forgiving family members. And
now I will give him props. At least he knows how to key. I wonder if somebody did that for him.
The intelligentsia still.
Oh, I take that back. There's some shitty looking green screen on his hands there.
I don't like a realness in the modern political climate. Welcome to the left to right free speech, music, and comedy show. Welcome.
Wow. And he called me lame. So I forget what we were even talking about. Oh yeah, that was the whole Facebook. I'm happy. The FTC. Honestly. Fucking cringe as hell. I'm happy for the FTC to try to break up Facebook. I'm all about it. We'll see where it goes. Especially under a Biden administration.
Homeowners are raving about...
Speaking of Biden. Hunter Biden back in the news. Releases a statement that his taxes are under investigation. Now, right-wing media has made a big deal about this. But I mean, Trump's been under audit for years. They didn't really make a big deal about it. But now that it's Hunter Biden, it's a huge story. So let's get the details from Fox News.
Hunter Biden situation, and we're just getting more breaking news, and it's happening just before this show started. Telling our own Brooke Singman that two sources familiar with the investigation tell Fox News the investigation being run out of the U.S. Attorney's Office in Delaware into Hunter Biden's quote, tax affairs includes looking at that laptop purportedly belonging to Hunter Biden. Fox News first reported in October.
Yeah, where the fuck has the laptop gone? All the right-wingers aren't talking about it anymore. Where did Tony Bobolinsky go? Where was that bombshell at? I'm still waiting for the evidence and exactly what Hunter Biden did that I'm supposed to be upset about.
That the FBI subpoenaed a laptop and hard drive reportedly belonging to Hunter Biden in connection with a money laundering investigation in late 2019. One document obtained by Fox was a subpoena sent to the owner of the laptop repair shop to testify before U.S. District Court.
The laptop repair shop that is packed up
goes on to say
and left.
We first reported that the FBI was in possession of that laptop. So we're not only seeing here, Jason, tax investigation, a grand jury tied to a target subject of Hunter Biden, but also now that the laptop is part of this, and that it was now overt, not just a covert part of the FBI investigation.
Right, and of course, there were a lot of news organizations that didn't want to look at any of this prior to the election.
Whoa, 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 whoa. There were a number of news organizations who wanted to see the laptop and weren't allowed. I believe the New York Times requested to see the information that Tony Bobolinsky was trying to present, and they were told, nuh-uh. They were shopping the story around before the New York Post published it. The reputable Wall Street Journal said, nope, we don't want any of this. Wall Street Journal, which is also owned by the same people that own Fox News. Also the same people that own the New York Post. Journalists weren't allowed to look at the information. Because if they could fact check it, if they could verify the claims, there wouldn't have been any fucking story, is my guess. I don't know. I have a sneaking suspicion that the laptop isn't even real. Or at least doesn't belong to Hunter Biden. The whole thing stunk. And as we've proven time and time again, Rudy is not a credible witness to anything. This dude's lying.
In the election, if they did that, so they avoided the story. And I can understand Trump supporters looking at this and
that's another. They avoided the story. That's all I fucking heard about in the weeks leading up to the election. Hunter Biden, Hunter Biden, Hunter Biden. Fuck. Hunter Biden wasn't running for office.
Perhaps there's something there with regard to Hunter's business dealings in the Ukraine or in China. We don't know yet, but we do know that there's a very...
Hunter's business dealings in China.
at these matters, depending on which party.
Keep that in mind. We're getting ready to talk about China.
To the press's attention. So we don't know if it would have affected the election, but I can understand why a lot of Trump supporters right now are furious that this is only being looked into at this point.
Fucking Trump supporters are always furious about it, any and everything. Fucking Republicans run this entire goddamn country, and they act like they're being oppressed constantly. Fucking tired of it.
You know, Jonathan, quickly, we saw in the Durham case that the Attorney General putting a special prosecutor label to protect perhaps what's going to continue in that investigation. This one, potentially he could do the same thing as you're getting ready for January 20th.
Well, this will be the first test of what Joe Biden has said he will do with his Justice Department. Joe Biden has pledged that he will keep his Justice Department at arm's length, that he will not intervene.
Unlike Trump,
well, it doesn't get much more of a...
Bill Barr has been operating as just another arm
investigated by
of the Trump administration
for business dealings with China and tax affairs. So how Joe Biden handles that investigation will be a really...
Yeah, let's talk about China. There's another story making the rounds in right-wing media. A salacious story about a Chinese spy. Suspected Chinese spy reportedly slept with and courted U.S. officials to gain intel. Now, I didn't hear nearly as much about the woman from Russia that infiltrated and slept with Republican officials as I've heard about this in the last couple of days. The one that infiltrated the NRA. She was a Chinese Matahari who allegedly slept with at least 2 Midwestern mayors while cozying up to a slew of Poles across the country in a bid to infiltrate the U.S. political system. Christine Fang entered the U.S. through California as a college student in 2011 and spent the next 4 years wooing everyone from local politicos to U.S. congressmen. Among the Poles who Fang got close to was California Democratic Rep Eric Swalwell, who, as I understand it, didn't fall for it. Cooperated with the FBI investigation into her that ran her out of the country. And she also once helped raise funds for Representative Tulsi Gabbard. She was on a mission, a U.S. counterintelligence official said of Fang. Now, this investigation started back in 2015, under the Obama administration. It sure doesn't seem like Democrats tried to cover it up or anything, or that Democrats were complicit or fell for the bullshit. The idea was for Fang to maneuver herself into key government circles and sometimes politicians' beds to gain personal information about them while ingratiating herself with unwitting potential up-and-coming heavy hitters. U.S. officials know of at least 2 mayors who had romantic relationships with Fang. Now, they didn't mention who the mayors were. And they said Midwestern mayors. I kind of wonder if they were Republicans. The accused spy had sex with an Ohio mayor in a car, an incident caught on FBI electronic surveillance, an intelligence official said. The mayor asked Fang at one point why she was into him, and she allegedly replied that she needed to improve her English. Another U.S. mayor described as older and from an obscure city in the Midwest. An obscure city in the Midwest. That's what leads me to believe that it was probably a Republican mayor. Called Fang his girlfriend at a conference in Washington, D.C. in 2014. Wong, who was present at the gathering at the time, said the mayors insisted that the pair's relationship was the real deal despite their age difference. So now back to Swalwell here. Fang helped place at least one intern in Swalwell's office, according to two sources. She also raised funds for Swalwell's 2014 re-election campaign and interacted with the congressman at a number of events over several years. There is no evidence of any illegal contributions being made, according to the Federal Election Commission, and records don't indicate that Fang made any donations. But federal investigators who began investigating Fang based on what they considered her suspicious behavior informed Swalwell of their concerns involving her in 2015. At that point, Swalwell, who has not been accused of any wrongdoing, cut off all contact with Fang. Kind of buried the lead there in the story, didn't they? But now, let's talk about Chinese influence in the U.S. government. I really, really want to talk about it because it's been happening for quite some time. Do you guys know the name Elaine Chao? She is currently the Transportation Secretary. She is married to a guy by the name of Mitch McConnell, the Senate Majority Leader from Kentucky. Why is that relevant? Because Elaine Chao, who is married to the Senate Majority Leader, who is the Transportation Secretary for these United States, her dad is one of the owners of one of China's biggest shipping companies. Elaine Chao caught pimping her family business with China. Where is the outrage over that? Married to one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful politician in this country. Holds a very powerful secretary's position herself. But yet I've got to hear about Beijing Biden all the time. It would be considered inappropriate to bring one's family members to official work meetings and or business trips, but of course the Trump administration is not normal. Rather, it's a family affair with the primary goal of which is to enrich Donald Trump and the people who surround him, who among others include his very not very bright son-in-law. I'm a conspiracy theorist? How am I a conspiracy theorist? I'm showing you the evidence. So it's not entirely surprising that Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao thought it would be no big deal. And by the way, I have been reporting on Mitch McConnell's corruption for damn near close to 20 fucking years. I'm from Kentucky. I was the news director of 11 radio stations in Kentucky. I know Mitch McConnell. I fell asleep during one of his speeches he was giving. I might have been doing meth all weekend at the Brickyard 400, but that's a story for another time. This was way back in 2005, I do believe. And I had to attend a Mitch McConnell speech on that Monday morning after the race. So Elaine Chao thought it would be no big deal to bring her relatives, who happened to have major business interests in Beijing, to meetings with government officials during a visit to China in the fall of 2017. The New York Times reports that in October 2017, an alarmed official at the American Embassy in Beijing wrote an urgent email seeking advice concerning a series of unorthodox requests. made by Chow's office related to her first visit to China as a Trump cabinet member. According to the Times, Chow, who is married to Senate leader Mitch McConnell, wanted federal officials to coordinate travel arrangements for at least one family member and include relatives in meetings with government officials. Relatives who own one of China's biggest shipping companies. Remember, she's the transportation secretary. James Chow founded Foremost Group, a shipping, trading, and finance company now run by Elaine's sister, Angela Chow. While the company is based in New York, its fleet is, per the Times, overwhelmingly focused on China. 72% of raw materials it has shipped since early 2018 going to China. China and the U.S. company reportedly constructs almost all of its vessels in the state-owned shipyards in China, some with loans from the Chinese government. Why the hell do we never hear about Mitch McConnell and his connections to China? I got severely off topic when we were watching the videos with the one guy, so we're going to skip some of the stories, save them for tomorrow. We're going to wrap up tonight by talking about the mall Santa with the Nerf gun. I don't know if you guys have seen this video. I haven't watched the actual video yet. I don't know exactly what happened. So let's see.
You don't know. What? No guns. Nerf guns. No, not even a Nerf.
Oh, my bad. Sorry about that.
No, if your dad wants to get it for you, that's fine, but I can't bring it to you. But what else would you like?
Hold on, let's go back here.
You don't know. What? No guns. Nerf guns. No, not even a Nerf gun.
Not even a Nerf gun? Oh, come on.
If your dad wants to get it for you, that's fine, but I can't bring it to you. But what else would you like? There's lots of other toys. There's Legos, there's bicycles, there's cars and trucks. What do you think? What do you think? It's okay if your dad...
Oh, you made the little dude cry.
Don't cry.
It was kind of hard to hear. The Santa was like, no guns. Ask your dad for it. Pretty innocuous.
Yeah, you'll do it. It's okay. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, fuck you, Santa. That's not cool. But it's also that, like, they've been promoting it as woke Santa in right-wing media. Aww. I'm sorry the Santa hurt his feels. But it's also not this fucking... I've heard right-wingers talk about how, like, you know, it's against masculinity and shit. He's a woke Santa. What does this story say? Mall Santa rejects Nerf gun request, brings... At least they didn't frame it as woke Santa and shit. The New York Post said politically correct Santa. Santa said no guns. The boy's mother tried to clarify by stressing that her son wanted a Nerf gun. Yeah, this dude that posted it said liberal Santa. How do you know the Santa is liberal? Come on. Now, as a follow-up, it appears that Cliff Maloney, that's the guy. That's where I got this from. Runs Young Americans for Liberty. Apparently the mall sent another Santa
We're so sorry about
and actually took him a Nerf gun, which is awesome. Mad props to the store for making it right.
Yeah, well, I heard about this up at the North Pole. And I rushed down here.
See, they sent the real Santa down there. The other one was just an imposter. Fuck that Santa. They got him a big-ass Nerf gun, too. Hell yeah.
It's just a Nerf gun.
This is crazy.
Oh, fuck yeah, little dude. I'm happy for you. But this isn't something to be outraged about, like the right-wing media making a big deal about it.
Michael, what did you say to Santa?
He did.
Good on them all for making it right. A Nerf herder. Totally understand. I had one of like the Nerf crossbows when I was a little kid.
A little trick to show you. Man?
Oh shit, yeah.
They're made out of Nerf. Okay?
Yeah.
Can you hold out your hand?
But I do have a rant coming up. Hold on. I've got something to say about this.
Hold your hand tight. Real tight. Okay? Now, I'm going to make this ball disappear. Blow on it. Now, over your hand.
Oh, they even sent a Santa that does magic tricks.
This is the real Santa.
Yeah, that dude that made you cry at the mall, that's not the real Santa, little dude.
These things too. You can keep them, okay?
Mad props. That was cool. But now to all the right-wingers that are making a big deal about this. How dare you? Your fucking war on Christmas. You are assaulting our traditions as a country. Calling him a liberal Santa. A woke Santa. In this country, it is tradition for Santa to tell kids that they shouldn't have a gun. Every fucking year, 24 hours a day, this movie plays. Ah, shit. Fucking commercials.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
So how dare these virtue signaling right-wing assholes trample on our Christmas tradition of Santa Clauses telling little kids they shouldn't have guns. That's the real war on Christmas, you right-wing assholes. All right, that's going to do it for me tonight. Go Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm Justin Freakin. We will see you tomorrow night on the Troll Patrol. Live.